Happy Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. It's your Pastor Daryl here with your Midweek Minute, and we are in a storm in this country. Am I right? With this pandemic, we don't know whether to overestimate or underestimate. There are people that are doing both, and there are people doing both at the same time. It's this storm that it throws inconsistencies on how we're going to make our decisions. We got to do this, but how do we do that? We have to go from point A to point B, but how do we do that? We have to get this done, and we got to get that done, and we got to do this learning from home and this working from home, and it's nuts. It's crazy. You got a lot of people that are out there battling anxiety and fear, and that fear and anxiety is real because it's coming from here. It's a lot of times it's controlling as well. And I'm thinking about how this storm that we are in worldwide is affecting everybody with a pulse. And me and my daughter had a devotion yesterday, and we talked about how Jesus was in this boat with his disciples after a day long of healing and teaching and preaching. And they get in a boat, and the storm is beating this boat like it's nothing, like it's nobody. It's that evil stepchild, and the disciples are scared. They're full of fear because they think they're going to drown. And Jesus says, "You of little faith, why are you so afraid?" He rebuked the waters. He rebuked the winds. And there was a peace that came over the waters in the midst of a storm. And we just got done here at church working through James. And James 1:2 says, "Count it all joy, my fellow believers, when you face trials and tribulations of any kind." So we have joy and peace. For those that are battling fear and anxiety, joy and peace, I guarantee, is probably the last thing on your mind. But let me encourage you, you can have joy and peace in the midst of the storm. See, the God that we serve is bigger than the waters and the winds. He's bigger than a virus. This virus that is unseen, he's a lot bigger than that. Our Lord is very unseen as well, but he's huge. He's everything. And he can bring peace and joy in the midst of the storm. Doesn't mean that the storm's going to go away. Doesn't mean that it's going to pass faster. But he can bring peace and joy to your storm. If you do not have a church home, or your church home is not doing anything electronically, check us out right here, whether it be Facebook or YouTube, every Sunday morning at 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time. That's when we gather for worship. If you're not following our Facebook page, we put out a playlist of worship songs that you and your family can worship to together. And look forward to some new electronic stuff coming, whether it be just coffee and chats, because we need each other in our isolation. I'm an extrovert. I love to meet with people. I love to talk to people, and I'm missing that right now, to be honest with you. So I'm looking at having just some social time with my church members, and I'm looking to do some more devotions and some extra cool stuff coming on, because we don't know when this is going to end. And I want to meet you where you're at, just like Jesus did. So if you're having a storm, remember that there's peace and joy in the midst of that storm. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm praying for you, and have a great rest of the week.